In the first scene of the anime, countless huge alien airships landed and the sun was blocked by the airships. The humans feel fear inside as they look at the huge airship, and inside them there is a group of alien invaders ready to take over the Earth. Meanwhile, Japan has not yet been invaded by aliens, so people are having a peaceful day as usual. In the next scene, our main character Ataru also appears. Ataru is a boy who likes girls so much that he always stares at other girls, and this makes his girlfriend named Miyake gets angry every time. To cheer Miyake up, Ataru promises that he only likes her. As Miyake gets better of her mood, Ataru is pulled by the other girls and ends up getting slapped in the face by Miyake. The next scene is Ataru lying by the bridge and very depressed. Suddenly, a monk runs and knocks him directly into the river. The monk's name is Sakuranbo. He thought that Ataru was going to jump off the bridge, and because he didn't want any accidents to happen, he bumped into Ataru and tried to do a good deed. The explanation makes Ataru even more frustrated after he experiences all bad luck today. Just when Ataru thinks no more bad luck will come to him, suddenly a group of men in black rush towards Ataru and surround him. It turns out that the alien leader is setting up a game, so they randomly pick an Earthling to play a 101 game. The Earthling only has to capture the horn on the alien's head within 10 days to win, and if Earthling fails, alien will take over Earth, and if the aliens lose, they will leave the Earth in peace. Ataru is the one chosen at random, but Miyake is worried that something bad will happen to Ataru, so she strongly disagrees. At this time, the daughter of the alien boss appears, who is the one who is going to compete with Ataru. Ataru is attracted to Lum's hot body and Miyake sees his thoughts and leaves angrily. The next scene, the leader of the aliens announces that the game will officially start tomorrow, so the hope is in Ataru to protect Earth. Tomorrow morning, many aliens and Earthlings will gather at the stadium where the tournament will begin. To his surprise, Ataru discovers that Lum can fly, so he can't even touch her. Ataru doesn't lose hope though, and he keeps cheering for himself, fantasizing that his victory will make him a hero that all the girls love. It's a pity that Lum moves very fast. She either runs to taste the delicious human food or lies down on the roof and falls asleep. 9 days have passed and Ataru still hasn't been able to touch Lum. The leader of the aliens arrogantly predicts that the Earth will be awarded to him for the interview. On the other hand, Ataru's parents are under a lot of pressure, because when the Earth falls, people will blame Ataru. The last day Ataru is stressed by the situation, so Miyake promises to marry him until he wins the game to cheer Ataru up. Miyake's encouragement really works and Ataru is determined to win. Tomorrow, on the last day of the race, Ataru runs so fast that he can even catch up with Lum. But to his surprise, Lum can give him an electric shock. Knocked down by the electric shock, Ataru struggles to get up. He rushes to Lum time after time and he doesn't want to give up. In a surprise attack, he grabs Lum and as Lum struggles, her underwear falls. Lum is so angry that she uses the electric shock on Ataru again. She angrily goes to Ataru to get her underwear back, so Ataru beats her at her own game, and he uses the underwear as bait to get the horn on Lum's head. So Ataru wins the game at the end of the match. Ataru is so excited that he is already starting to fantasize about the scene where he will have hundreds of babies with Miyake. Looks like he's going to have a big bang night with the poor girl. We saw that in the match. Ataru shouts for marriage and it turns out that Lum misunderstood Ataru's words. She thought that was a proposal to her, so she gets distracted during the competition and gets caught by Ataru. Lum directly announced in public that yes, she wants to marry Ataru. Ataru tries to resolve the misunderstanding but no one listens to him. Next scene, it turns out Lum decides to stay at Ataru's house and Ataru fails every time when he tries to escape, because Lum paralyzes him with an electric shock. Lum later couldn't bear Ataru's constant banishment, so she hid in her flying saucer. She has used radio waves to interfere with the conversation between Ataru and Miyake. Suddenly, a passing plane disappears after disrupting the radio waves. Even the news reported this and the host stated that Ataru's love triangle has affected the order of the Earth. But Lum doesn't care about the scandal, and she boosts the radio waves to intercept Ataru and Miyake's phone calls. Ataru decides to hang out with Miyake, but Lum is jealous and she uses advanced devices to control thunder and lightning, so as long as Ataru is out the door, he will be punished. Ataru's father lends him his rubber raincoat when he sees how much he insists on seeing Miyake. Ataru has more confidence to do what he wants with this fully insulated raincoat. Sakuranbo is also impressed by Ataru's infatuation, so he volunteers to help, but ends up helping him the wrong way and Ataru is hit by a telephone pole. Ataru gets mad and knocks down Sakuranbo. Lum then saw Ataru and Miyake running towards each other, thus increasing the intensity of the lightning and causing a large-scale power outage in the earth. Ataru and Miyake finally embrace in the dark, at which point Lum is overcome with jealousy as she controls the flying saucer and crashes into them. The violent strike sends smoke and dust everywhere so that Ataru can't tell and mistakes Lum for Miyake and embraces her. Seeing them hugging each other, Miyake gets jealous and leaves. In the following days, all the happenings turn Ataru's family upside down, because Ataru has to deal with the clingy Lum who insists on marrying him. In the next scene, when Ataru is in class, the teachers and classmates contain their anger. Miyake is angrier and cries a lot as it turns out that Lum is coming back to class and trying to flirt with Ataru all the time. The fact that Lum forces a kiss on Ataru levels up the whole situation and everyone regards him as a playboy who abandons Miyake. Miyake goes ballistic and picks up the table, smashing Ataru like crazy. Ataru is pinned down by a pile of chairs and covered in injuries. Poor Ataru can't deal with what's been happening lately, so he decides to disguise himself and runs away from home. Lum can fly and use electric shocks, and also receives full power that can take over the Earth at any time. Not only did Ataru's escape idea fail, but the telecast was shown with a photo of him leaving the house. When Ataru tries to escape, he runs into a girl. The intimate interaction between them turns the sensual Ataru into a rebel. The girl is called Sakura and she is a witch and she sees that a disaster is coming after Ataru, which is all about women. Sakura, who is weak and sick, is very kind to others and wants to help people even though she is sick herself. When Sakura takes Ataru back home to exterminate the evil spirits, Ataru realizes that Sakura's mother looks like Sakuranbo, who doesn't seem like a good person. He is scared to run away, but Sakura's mother pulls him back with a rope and Sakura is very stubborn. Ataru tries to escape several times but is eventually captured. Meanwhile, Sakura's mouth swells up just like a monster, and it turns out that Sakura is much sicker than other people and very weak, as if she's been cursed since childhood. Shortly after that Sakura exorcised Ataru, she has had several times of headaches and heart pains. Therefore, the exorcism ceremony was interrupted several times. Ataru is horrified by this strange atmosphere and sees more goblins crawling over him. Halfway through the exorcism ceremony, Sakura feels that all her ailments are gone. It turns out that Sakura accidentally transfers all the demons from her to Ataru, and then Sakura seals all these demons. But Satan hears what she's doing here, so Satan attacks Ataru's private parts. Next scene, Ataru is sent to the hospital and his family is worried that he is in a coma. At this moment, a beautiful nurse passes by and Ataru immediately comes around and hits the nurse. Lum gets angry at what he's doing and uses an electric shock on Ataru. Ataru gets caught and returns home, resuming his life as he gets electrocuted every day. He asks Sakuranbo if he can seal away Lum's superpower like he does with demons. For the safety of Ataru, Sakuranbo makes a ribbon to seal her superpowers. He asks Sakura to secretly find someone to send it to Ataru. Lum's superpower will be sealed until Ataru places the ribbon on Lumshorn. Ataru seems to see the ribbon as a lifesaver when he gets it, encouraging him to say that it is a gift from a husband to his wife, and Lum is happy. After Lum's horn is tied with the ribbon, her ability is completely lost, so she can't fly or use electric shocks and doesn't realize it's Ataru's trick. When Miyake comes to feed Ataru, Lum shows Miyake her ribbon, which makes Miyake jealous and wants to stay away from Ataru. Lum has lost her superpower as well as her sense of security, so that night she stays and tries to live with Ataru. At night she finds a letter from Sakuranbo to Ataru and finds out everything. Now she knows that it was Ataru who wanted her superpowers sealed away. Without superpowers, Lum just scratches Ataru's face with her nails and bites him. Ataru is already feeling guilty and now he has to untie the ribbon. So Lum regains her superpowers and intensifies them. Ataru is doomed to escape tonight. On the other hand, through Sakuranbo's divination, he predicts that he might get into trouble and runs away overnight with his suitcase. So the first part ends here. Thank you for watching until the end. Subscribe to the channel for the next parts of this beautiful anime.